Hello, hello, hello. And here we're another live stream with Virtual Flight Diaries. And we are here with the GotFriends AS33Me. Yes, folks, we are in a glider today. It is my new skill that I'm trying to pick up. I've been a long time fixed wing flight simmer, recent rotor wing flight simmer, and now we are going to do glider. So I do, if you want to fly along, I do have multiplayer on. I think I have it on. We're on the USA West server. Just double check that. West USA server, multiplayer on. Display multiplayer when they are very close distances, for example. All right, so I don't know how this is going to work, if it's going to tank the sim. There's a lot of variables here. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I have all but 2 hours of glider time right now. So this is a very complex glider. It is the 18-meter version, and it is a race glider, competition glider. So basically, what I don't know anything about the computer that's in here. This component right here, I don't know anything about it. I'm still trying to learn all that. I do know a little bit about what the varios are. So I pretty much, what I know, I could launch this thing, keep it up in the air, and land it. That's about it at the moment. Do I understand the mechanics of glide ratio? A little bit. But like I said, I haven't completed my own personal ground schooling. So I'm not completely familiar with all the things. So unfortunately, this is going to be for fun. I really am not going to be able to answer any questions but the basics. So, but I'm going to attempt to go from we're at Minden, Tahoe, and just over the mountains here is Lake Tahoe. So we're going to go from Minden, Tahoe over to Truckee and hopefully make it. That's the plan. Don't know. Doesn't look like the winds are going to be in our favor. It's not going to be good until maybe we can get over this mountain range, and then the winds will be in our favor. So all I know is of two things. I know how to grab ridge lift, and I haven't been too successful with the regular thermal lift. There's no clouds, so we're not going to be able to find a cloud lift. And the harder version of Microsoft Flight Simulator is the regular thermal lift from the field without visualization on. It's very hard to find. So I'm going to we're going to launch. I'm going to turn the electric motor on. We're going to climb up to a decent altitude. And then I'm going to attempt to ridge run the mountain range here all the way down to Truckee. It's really only about 26 nautical miles away, but it's probably going to take us a little bit. All right. So that being said, let's get off the ground. I'm going to turn this on. Actually, gotta turn this on. I'm going to get fired up. Do I know what any of this means? No. Sorry, guys. Not yet. But I'm going to learn, and the more I learn, the more I'm going to share with you guys. So, and that's the whole purpose of the glider live streams, is going to be sharing my experience of learning how to do all this. All right. I'm going to put some trim in here. Oh, okay. So we got 5 knots across. Why is it saying 5 knots this way? And I got 5 knots this way. Oh, this is... got to go north up. So... but this string should be blowing this way, right? All right. Anyway, I'm going to do a quick launch.
All right, cable connected. Pick up slack.
2,000 meters, 130 kph. It's good. Excessive trim. All right, guys, we ready? Let's do this.
All out, all out.
You're up. I'm a little off. You can see this point here. Turn that down just a little bit. We reached as far as we can go with that. Let's get some speed in. We are gliding. So, like I said, I'm going to get the motor on. Try to get up a little higher. So this is all electric. It's an electric motor, and it uses battery power. So you can't sustain this forever. It's not a flight thing. It's just an assist thing. So I'm going to climb up to 10,000 and see where that puts us. I tell you what, like I said, I'm about 2 hours in this, and I'm actually I find it very relaxing to. So I'm just doing a tight spiral. Just by the way, just this is how you would do a thermal climb. Oh boy, no wind up here. That's not a good thing. This might be a bad day for gliding. Oh, trying to climb up to about 10,000 feet. That should give us a good glide start. So unfortunately, although with quick launch you can start from any airport you want, tow and tow planes and other simulated cable launches can't be simulated from anything other than a glider friendly airport. So Minden Tahoe is a glider friendly airport, and so is Truckee. So that's why I picked those two. But if we have to land anywhere else, we can launch using quick launch. That's what I've gotten used to. I did do some practice on using a tow plane, and for some reason it's hit or miss on whether it works. I don't know if that's a limitation of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I hear a lot of the glider stuff works a little better in 2020, which is funny because when 2024 was coming out, the developers were all about showcasing this glider stuff, that it was going to be the most glider friendly simulator in the history of Microsoft, and well, they fell way short on launch, and it still hasn't really been fixed. All right, so there's 10,000. See what we can do here. We look like we got some wind up here. And we'll stow the engine. That'll be going away. So what a Vario is a, well, this mechanic. This one's very very complex. It's tied to this computer here. So not there yet, guys. I don't understand what these needles are. They're trending needles. This I do understand a little bit. So it's a super sensitive vertical speed indicator, and it only shows from 0 to 1,000 feet per minute. And what it does is it allows you to find find thermals. It'll show you lift in short increments. Like we're generally climbing. So also the tones that you guys hear, I'll turn it up. So the tones that you hear are indicators of descending or climbing. So the beeping sound, that's climbing. So you know if you can keep it. So if you had to pay attention to what's going on around you, so your canyon, your ridge running, you got to really pay attention to your surroundings. See, now we got a headwind, so that's actually pretty bad. If you had to pay attention to your surroundings, you could know you're descending or climbing. So if you were hunting for, if you had to pay attention to other gliders, you were flying in a formation or you're in a race, you could tell that you're climbing when you hear the happy beep, 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 beep. And this sad tone means that we are descending. And this plane is touted as a study level simulated glider. And it's from the guys over at GotFriends, and it's available for 2020 and now 2024 native. So, from my understanding, the basics of gliding is glide ratio, the general glide ratio. I think this one's like 60 to 1. So 60 to 1 would give you, so for every 1 unit dropped, you move 60 units forward. So from my understanding of the formula, and math is hard, at 10,000 feet, if we were to glide to sea level, we would go 90 nautical miles in calm air. Headwind will cut that short. Tailwind will extend that. And that's at 60 knots, which is the best glide speed. So it's all a trade-off of speed versus lift versus I'll tell you, it's a lot of compromises. But you can see, like, we're somewhat descending, so there's a little bit of a ridge bump. That's what we're getting, the updraft. So I could turn out along this ridge. But 2 knots isn't very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lose some water ballast. I'll lighten this up just a little bit. That way, that's so we can handle some weak lift and get a little bump. So weight equals speed, but not as much lift. The faster you go, the less lift you have. These are all the elements that I'm learning. Or I should say, not the less lift, but maybe. So the faster you go, the increase in descent rate. The slower you go, the less of a descent rate. So since weight equals speed, and also because of the weight, you need a strong updraft to keep yourself aloft. My understanding is you lose some of that weight, and it's a trade-off. So like I said, it's a series of compromises. But this isn't really working out for us, is it? So now, from my understanding too, we're a little high for ridge lift, but a bug in the sim makes it a little too strong, so you can actually pick up ridge lift. Ridge lift, we should be only being able to get them down on the ridge, but supposedly you're able to pick up ridge lift. Closer to the thing. So now we don't have any wind at all. So that's awesome. Well, we do have that electric motor and plenty of battery power. So we'll get over to Truckee and we'll play around over there. At least then we'll be close to our destination airport. But it is quite quite relaxing to just float up here. So I do have a I do have an experience with gliding. I did go for a glider ride. That's about the extent of my experience. I'm not a glider pilot. I I was in Corning, Elmira Airport, which back in the early 90s, late 80s was a glider port. I don't know if it still is. It's certainly not a glider friendly airport in the simulator. So I don't know what's up with that. There's just no wind today. And I wonder, are we Something on my monitor screen that's bugging me. No autopilot though, so I can't stand up and get it. Oh well. You know what? Real world weather. This is a flight simulator. See how when I added some wind? All right, let's play a little bit. So what we're doing here is we are trying to grab the wind that's going to be rushing up the ridge. The dangers of such a wind, though, is that you can get downdrafts on the other side of the ridge, so you have to be on the downwind of the ridge lift. Now we're climbing pretty good. We're going to watch our airspeed, make sure we're not going to stall. Beeping, that happy beep. Happy means we're climbing. So you can ride these. There's Truckee over there. You can ride these ridge waves for very long distances. So there's no way in heck in the real world, from my understanding, like I said, from what I read so far, is that we should still be getting ridge lift at this altitude, at this far above the ridge. The wind is coming at us like this. So we went from almost to the ground back up to 10,000 feet where we were when we crossed the mountains over to Lake Tahoe. So we want to keep climbing up. We can turn back in. Okay. Music. So I had to reset. I had to do all kinds of resetting. This stream almost didn't happen because my keyboard wasn't working. My sounds weren't working. They're still not working completely right, but I know you guys can hear me. We can also see if we can do cloud lift since we're already I want don't want that. We're not supposed to be. Yeah, I don't want 100 knot winds. All right. So supposedly we underneath one of these clouds we can find lift. So let's try to see. It'd be better if we were in the field. So maybe back over. So this is good over here for ridge running, and back at Minden would have been better for the cloud type thermals. We try to get under this cloud and see if we could find cloud thermal lift. There should be some kind of lift underneath here. And nothing. We're under the cloud, right? It's supposed to be towering clouds. The more towering, this cloud sets. Got dense clouds. Also, let's see. So it's about noon. It's about midday. And we're getting something underneath here. So one of the things I'm going to check out is Sim Soaring Club. And they have a wealth of information as well as flying presets for both 2020 and 2024 that are meticulously programmed. To give you a decent sailing experience. Some angry looking clouds. Tell you what, though, this looks pretty cool. See, I don't know. I'm not getting it. We should be like these clouds. And it's probably user error. So, unfortunately, I do have some bad news though. Tomorrow I am not going to be able to do the long haul stream. I still am going to plan something. I just don't have the all day that I need for a long haul. So then I know the 777 200ER won the poll for the long haul, so we're going to save that one. But we haven't flown the 350 in a while, so I might do a 350 flight. I was thinking, just off the top of my head, maybe somewhere over in Europe, like Sweden or Norway, because we haven't been there in the sim yet. Maybe a Finnair 350 from Helsinki to, I don't know, what's the airport in, oh, Stockholm, Sweden. Yeah, Helsinki to Stockholm, Sweden, in the A350. I don't know how long of a flight that is, but it's going to be something like that, guys. It's going to be something like that. That's what tomorrow's going to be. And I have the thumb all set up. So what we're doing for the long haul when that happens is 777 ER, 200 ER, United Colors. We're going to do Honolulu to San Francisco. It's about 5 hours in the air. That's going to be our long haul. That's going to celebrate our 500 subs. And I'm going to have a lot of appreciation stuff going on. See, now we caught a little thermal here. See, I don't know what the heck the deal is with there. I got to learn more. And then I got to apply that learned knowledge to simulator. But you see how cool how how actually really cool it is uh, that I've been flying now for maybe 40 minutes, maybe a little longer, and no engine. There's Truckee below us. That's heading out towards Donner Pass right over here. I think that's Donner Lake. So if anybody knows the history of the Donner Party, this is where it all went down. Little cannibalism story there of survival. Yeah, because I know my fans from I have a couple fans from Sweden, and I haven't showed them any love. So I think we're gonna do a Helsinki to Stockholm tomorrow. I don't know what plane yet. I'm thinking A350, just because it's been a while, and I know there's a Finnair livery. But I mean, we could keep this up for most of the day. I wonder if that's I wonder if that's a ski slope over here. Looks like what a ski slope looks like in the summertime. Sorta. Does anyone know if there's a ski slope over by Truckee, Lake Tahoe? All right, let's do some ridge running. There's different things too. We can open up vents that catches the forward slip air. You got this vent here. Got the window vent. Now I'm sporting a 28 knot wind across the nose. So this has to do with, so my understanding a little bit of what this is showing me is, so we're going up. So this will tell you whether we're going up or down, but it's not going to manage up and down via wind speed. So we can go up and we're going to climb, but this is going to start, see, that's trending out so that it's showing us. So this is a combination of lift and speed. So even though I can go up, I could pull up, and eventually it's going to start giving us the tone that we're descending. And what that is telling me is that we're actually losing airspeed. So we're gaining lift via used momentum. So that's how this vario was showing up, but we were still in the sad tone, as I'm calling it now, is because we were just climbing, but we were still losing speed. So a good ridge lift indicator is you'll hear the beeping because we're either sustaining or we're maintaining speed, or we're trending towards maintaining speed, is my guess. Don't worry, guys. The next time we fly this glider, I'll have a more knowledge to this on how to do all this. I don't leave it. I don't just leave it go at me not knowing. Yeah, the mechanics are here, but I want the knowledge as well. Dog Demon, London Heathrow to Dubai, Emirates A380 only, please. Well, that's a 6-hour flight, so that's not happening tomorrow. And I'm having issues with my A380, and I don't know why you are leaving the same message, Dog Demon. I mean, I appreciate you talking to me in the stream, but that's the same message you've left me over the past couple streams. Yeah, I think this is a ski slope. I don't know. Now we're cooking. 120 knots. That's riding the ridge. You know, that's a good ridge run. See, our speed, we're cooking along. If we were in a race, that's what you would want. So if we could come back and try that again. Oh, now we're going too fast. See the wind blowing us towards the mountain, though? Makes it tricky. We're almost flying sideways here. So I know that I don't have very much knowledge yet in glider flying, but if you want to throw a like in there if you're watching this, shows me that you're interested in learning about gliders just as much as I'm interested in learning about gliders, and I will we'll do more of these. This one was a quick one today because I don't have too much to offer. We're just playing around here. But in the coming weeks, I will certainly have finished my personal ground school, so I'll have more knowledge to the physics of gliding. I will have more understanding of what the computer will do for me. Supposedly, you can plan waypoints and sectors and stuff like that for like races or cross countries, and you could, you know, with the proper winds, you can go hundreds of nautical miles in a glider. I mean, we've remained aloft for well over 45 minutes, and we're not even close to coming in. With the wind set like this, we could stay up here all day. Yeah, that definitely is a ski slope. I know, because I grew up near a ski slope. Did it again. It's you can also throw out the air brakes, like barn doors on this wing. You need these speed brakes. This thing has so much lift that it would be very difficult to bring it down. All right, so we're going to come in for a landing. And I think that's going to be it for this stream until I have more to go on. We'll record our landing. So we're actually very high. So I'll extend out our base leg. Throw out some barn doors. I turn that down because we're going to be landing now, and it's going to just be a moo the whole way. Throw them all out and come down quick. Bring flaps back to neutral. That's another thing too. I don't understand the positive position flaps yet either. So I thought this would be a fun little stream for you guys. Just to showcase where I'm at in my lessons with the with gliding. Now, I remember when I took my glider flight, when he wanted to come down, he came down. Like he threw these brakes out, and it sounded just like that roar. Also, was not as quiet as serene when I was up there. There was a lot of wind noise. So now I'm coming in on a 27 knot crosswind. Oh boy, I think I might have screwed up here a little bit. I'm going to line up with the runway. Also trying not to stall here. Got lots of lift. Especially since I took all the weight away. All right. Welcome to Truckee. We did accomplish our task. We did go from Mendon to Truckee. We want to try to keep the wings up as long as possible. Pretty much landing on a unicycle. All right, guys. And we're here. It's loads of fun. It really is. I'm really enjoying learning this about this stuff. All right, guys. That's going to be it for today's little stream. I knew it was going to be a short stream. But tomorrow we'll have a little bit longer. We'll do an A350 run, definitely. And I think I figured out the multiplayer, guys. I just need you guys to come along for the flight to see how having people in the sim with me affects that. So, all right, let's check out. Let's see what we looked like coming in for our landing.
Couldn't find valid airport data at this position. Services are not available.
Right, took the spoilers out at this point. You are just kind of sailing there like a bird, like a hawk or an eagle. It's pretty cool. See, when those got deployed, it started to kill the lift. You could just see us dropping. I don't think I'm supposed to land on my tail. I don't think that's a thing. There are skid plates here. Some of them actually have little wheels. I think the one it was a Schweitzer glider in Elmira, and I think it had wheels on the end of its wingtips. It's pretty cool. All right, this was fun. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll wind this back. You can watch this flight. I want to thank everyone for watching, and if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to go to 1,000 subscribers, and that's our next goal. And I'll see you guys tomorrow on the A350. I do apologize for not being able to do the long haul celebration. I know you guys took the time out to vote for it. It's still going to happen. It's just not going to happen tomorrow. We're definitely going to be doing some giveaways on that stream as well. So keep on the lookout for that. We'll try to plan that a little better. Coordinate with some external people. But until tomorrow morning, I'll see you guys. This is Virtual Flight Diaries. My name is John. On to the next one. See ya.